Welcome to our Black Spinner Circle vidcast. I'm Al Horta, my co-host Andy Rodriguez. What's up, brother?
What is going on, Al? Merry Christmas, Al.
Merry RushMas. Merry RushMas Rush special here. And I got two great guests on tonight, man. Mark Alden Taylor. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? Glad to be here, man. I miss you, Al. I'm trying to get you on Freeform forever again. Or BS.
I know.
You're always busy.
I know, man. I know. Now that the holidays is over, I should be able to get back on track, man, and get on the show. So, yeah. And we got Joe Staub. What's up, brother?
Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Happy Boxing Day in Canada.
Yep.
So it falls perfectly for this Rush episode. I've been wanting to do a Rush episode for a while, and I think Mark, didn't we do like a Rush album like on your show one time? Like,
yeah, we did, and we did something with Andy on here with.
Well, we did a whole fucking 4 hour extravaganza. We never even got to the live albums.
Yeah, we still never finished the live albums.
We'll have to do a whole show on that then sometime.
Yeah, let's the live albums.
I mean, it was the hemispheres of like Rush episodes. So how was everybody's Christmas, man?
Good.
Very
It
good.
was great. I loved it. It was a wonderful time.
Awesome. So yeah, man, tonight we're gonna be doing your 10. We're gonna make a Rush album with 10 tracks, 5 bonus tracks, or a bonus disc if you want to call it that. So just to make it fun, I want to do like a Merry. Everybody does Merry Christmas. I want to do a Merry Rushmas. So yeah. So why not? I have three great Rush fans on, but Mark Alden Taylor, Joe. I know you guys are huge fans. So Andy's a huge fan too, and so
Yeah.
he's got the cool Rush shirt on tonight. What's up, bro?
Who, me?
Yeah, you, Andy.
Oh, yeah, man.
I mean, Mark does too.
I actually love this one. It's
That's
pretty cool,
nice.
actually. I forgot where I got it, but I've had it for a while, though.
It's a bootleg shirt. I'm reporting you. I'm just kidding.
It's a bootleg.
Yeah, Mark got the Rush to 50th anniversary stuff, merchandise that just put out.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I saw that my 7th Rush shirt now. I need some money other bands, but Rush keeps putting out cool shit.
I used to have a Rush shirt when I was younger. I haven't gotten one recently, so I need to get a Rush shirt.
Yeah, man. I participated in a I belong to the RushCon Facebook group. I went to the very first Rush convention all the way back in 2001 in Toronto, their very first Rush convention. And I was only dating my wife at the time for 6 months.
Yeah.
And I asked her, I'm like, you want to go to Toronto with me? She's like, yeah, that's cool.
Leave the country? What?
I'm like, because there's a Rush convention up there I want to go. Now imagine asking a girl you're dating a few months that,
Mm-hmm.
but she was like, yeah, I'll go with you. And then I knew she was the one.
That was when you knew.
That's when I knew, man. But we had a great time, and I know Donna Halper was up there. And she's a person I really want to get on an episode with us one day. And I have asked her, and she has expressed interest. So I'm going to get her on one of these days, one of these episodes. So it'd be cool. It'd been kind of cool to have her on tonight, but I didn't ask her. So, but I just kind of thought of this kind of off the cuff a few days ago. So, so the first Rush convention was cool. And Terry Brown was there.
Nice.
Which is cool. I got to meet him. And
That's
it was
really cool.
There were some cool people, man. So they have a Facebook group, and they did a secret Santa thing. So I joined in on it, and this shirt got sent to me by my secret Santa. If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice.
Nice.
So I thought that was pretty cool. And with the shirt, they gave me 2 cool Rush stickers too. So I got these here. There's
The feedback cover.
Awesome.
and that one. I've had this mirror forever.
Oh.
I found this at a garage sale one time. I think it was like 50 cents or something.
Oh, I thought you won
Wow.
that at a carnival. Remember the mirrors? You
No, I didn't win that at a carnival, but they used to have them at the boardwalk down at the shore in New Jersey. But no, I found that at a garage sale one day, man. I went and I think the person had it for like 50 cents or $1 or something. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that.
Nice.
So, yeah,
this is now mine.
I got another one too. I got a Grace Under Pressure album cover beer, which is really nice. But I have to be careful with it, man, because it's not outlined with this like wood like thing. It's just like the glass mirror. So I'm thinking about like probably maybe putting a frame around it.
You should get it framed. Take it to Aaron's or something.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's gonna be our episode. But I don't know if we're gonna do what's spinning. So if you want to show off, if you want to actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show off some gifts that I got, some musical gifts.
That's what I'm doing too.
Yeah. So I figured with this episode, people probably show what they got for Christmas. So Mark, if you want to show a couple things or let me know what you've been listening to, go right ahead.
Well, that rug back there, that vinyl rug was given to me by my girlfriend's sister, Shelly. And she also gave me this freaking cool vinyl record player coasters.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it's like a little record player with little coasters on her, which is really cool. And my girlfriend gave me a Rush Signal shirt, which is in the other room. But I decided to wear the 50th today. I'm going to share that on the after show probably tomorrow. But I got a lot of stuff, and I didn't expect anything because I've only been dating her for like 3 months. But I feel like part of their family now, so it's pretty freaking cool. So,
well, congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hopefully everything is going well with you.
She got me a Rush shirt, so that's not bad.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
But remember, I'm not going to say it. Anyway.
The last one was a huge Rush fan. Yeah.
Anyway, Joe, sometimes it just doesn't work out. But anyway. Joe, man, how about you, brother? Is that it, Mark?
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, cool. Anything you've been listening to?
I've been listening to Alter Bridge, like albums that I listened to before, but I never really listened to them. Like I'm listening to Blackbird. That album's a banger, man. Loving that fucking album. I've been like going on repeat on that.
That was probably like their third album?
Yeah. And that's like that's their club too, the Blackbird Club. That became like their thing there, that album. Yeah, I think it's third or fourth. One It's pretty close. It's a great album though. It's very dark, very heavy too.
I remember the first Alter Bridge album was still kind of like transitional. It still had like kind of a Creed-ish sound to it.
It was kind of softer, and then all of a sudden, Mark said, "Fuck it, I'm going metal."
Yeah, it's heavier. Yeah. Well, yeah. Then once he came out with Tremonti, that stuff is real heavy, man.
Yeah, I love that stuff too.
I saw Tremonti live once too. That was great. I think he's got a great voice.
Yeah.
Actually,
I like it when him and Miles blend together. It's like Miles is always pushing him, sing more in the band, sing more in the band. So he's got songs that he sings lead in Alter Bridge now. It's really cool.
That's
but
cool.
I've seen them live. They're a phenomenal band. Phenomenal.
I've seen Alter Bridge too. Yeah. How about you, Joe?
So most of what I got for Christmas was like movies and stuff, but I did get a couple music related things. I got finally the third Blue Oyster Cult 50th anniversary.
About that.
It's amazing. This might be my favorite one. They do Secret Treaties in full, plus a bunch of other really good stuff.
God, that's awesome.
They do Black Blade on this one. They do I Love the Nights on this one.
What do you usually get? You usually get the 2-disc and DVD?
Yeah, it's a 2-disc DVD.
Okay. Because I know they do the Blu-ray and they do.
Yeah, the Blu-ray comes by itself with no CDs in it.
I think I'd rather get the CDs and the DVD.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wish they did a Blu-ray with the CDs, which is what these are. I got a bunch of live albums from Porcupine Tree and Steven Wilson. I got Arriving Somewhere, which was I believe the Dead Wing tour. Anesthetized, which was the Fear of a Blank Planet tour, and then solo I got Get All You Deserve, which was the, I believe, Grace for Drowning tour. And there's some really good stuff. These are kind of similar where it's 2 CDs and a Blu-ray of the full concert, and there's some really good stuff on here. They both Steven Wilson's solo music and Porcupine Tree just translates so well live. Just really has a great vibe to it when they play live, especially, I mean, the Anesthetized DVD is just probably their most famous live album. They play Fear of a Blank Planet in full, plus a bunch of other really cool
I
stuff.
saw that tour.
Yeah, it's just a really, really great stuff. They put on a great show, and then, of course, Steven Wilson always has an amazing solo band with him. So this is some really good stuff. I got all 3 of these for Christmas. I've been checking some of that stuff out lately, too.
Cool. Nice, man.
Awesome.
How about you, Andy?
Yeah. Well, let's see if I can pick this up. My friend, my family friend, got me this really cool. If you can see that. So
Oh, that's cool. Oh shit, that's pretty wild, dude.
Vinyl pressed.
Nice.
The thing's pretty cool. It says Led Zeppelin up here on top, and it's got the Zeppelin, and it's got the guys right here. And
is that actually cut from like a vinyl album?
Yeah,
Or,
yeah, it's cut from a vinyl album. This guy did it off of his computer.
Oh, okay.
And then it cuts them out.
I've seen a Rush one like that before.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow, that's wild, man.
And it's so funny because she gave it to me in this, right? She gave it to me in this, and I don't know who the hell this is. I was all like, "Oh, this is cool." She said, "No, take the vinyl out." I said, "Like, oh, okay." And then that's what came out.
Oh, the Zeppelin.
I was about to go. Oh.
He rickrolled your ass.
Yeah, I was all like, I've been looking for this one. But,
hey, man, that goes for fucking 50 cents on Discogs, bro.
Yeah, right.
And,
I'm pretty sure y'all know that I've been getting into the broadcast, the different broadcast ones. Well, my wife got me 3 of them. This is Black Sabbath from 70 to 75.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been hearing disc 1. And the first 4 songs are from their BBC set. And it's pretty cool because the song Black Sabbath has an added verse that I've never heard before. And War Pigs, it's spelled Walpurgis.
Yeah, that's the original.
And the lyrics are completely different.
Yep.
It's like I was like, what am I listening to here? So that's just what I got off the first 4 songs off of here. And I'm digging it.
See, I believe Ozzy came out with a compilation called, I think it's called Ozland Cometh.
Okay.
And there was a 2-disc version of that I got. And I think those 2 songs that are on there were on like the bonus disc.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the early version of War Pigs on there and that Black Sabbath one. Mm-hmm. Now, is Blue Suede Shoes on there too?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, all right. So that's like a famous like video that you could see. I believe they were warming up for the cameras, like the camera crew.
Okay.
They wanted to get like a sound or something. Like the camera crew wanted to get the sound dialed in. So they just fucking completely went into like an impromptu like Blue Suede Shoes, like off the cuff.
All right. Okay.
Ozzy doesn't know all the lyrics, so he's just kind of fumbling his way through it. But you know, it's funny as hell, and I think it's cool as hell that they did that.
Okay. So yeah, I got that one. And another cool thing about this is that disc 3 is their set at the California Jam, which Will Toth gave me on cassette. Deep Purple set from the California Jam. So now I got them both.
I think the Deep Purple one was officially released a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Sabbath
that one was. I think the Emerson, Lake and Palmer one was.
Yeah, the Sabbath one was never officially released, though. Yeah.
And also, I got the Deep Purple collection from 68 to 91.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, I can't wait to really get into this one. This one, it has a show from 68, 69, and a 2-parter from 1991. So I'm excited for that. And then this one, Frank Zappa from 1970 to 1981. I'm very excited about this one as well. So
what shows are on the Zappa one?
The Zappa one is the New Maternity 1970. Ahoy there, disc 1 and disc 2. So that's a 2-parter, and also putting on the Ritz, disc 1 and disc 2. I
Cool.
wish that it had the years on it, but I really haven't looked at it that much. But I can tell by the songs that disc 3, 4, and 5 are going to be 79 and 80. I can tell by the titles because it's got like
I know. I think the Ritz might be the Halloween show from '81.
okay, because it's got like Cocaine Dreams and Black Page Number 2 and Strictly Gentile. So it's got stuff that's very close to 1980.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about those. And then what I've been spinning, where is it? Oh well, I've been spinning Genesis, the Lamb on Broadway, and also oh, I've got it right here, right? Hold on. I know Mark has this, but I finally spun it. It's the Def Leppard When the Walls Came Tumbling Down live in 1980. My God, this fucking burns, bro. This is so damn good.
They have this on the box set.
Yeah, it was in the box set.
It's on this, yeah.
Dude, it is so good. And I still have the other half to go.
Really good.
Yeah, it really is. And then
It's sad to say they were better when they had 10 arms, but
yeah, well, it's true. It is. I mean,
Yeah, that's not really a controversial statement.
but I do like 9-arm Def Leppard too. So
We know.
but
Yeah.
also I can't find it, but also been spinning the David Bowie's Young Americans
well, that's a
as
good
well,
one.
which I thought was. I'm starting to give albums that I never gave a shot or a second listen to chances, and I've been very pleasantly surprised by doing
Scary Monsters and Super Creeps, man.
That one's one of my favorites.
That's great.
that. So that's what I've been spinning. Back to you, Al.
I'm just trying to share your because we're live on YouTube right now on the Black Spinner Circle, channel.
Right.
So I'm just sharing it to a bunch of pages now.
Oh, good, because I couldn't. Do
Oh, I
that.
should do that too.
I was trying and it didn't work for me.
Well, what I did is I shared it to my Facebook group, and then from my Facebook group, you could share it to like up to 10 groups at like a clip.
I know. I love that. I instead of doing one at a time, I go bam, 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 bam. When I have an episode out, I'm like, yes.
So I'm just trying to get the word out there right now that we're live.
Right,
and it's only
I was trying to do it.
It's only on Black Spinner, right? It's not on my channel, right?
No, because it didn't come out the way that I wanted to. So
Okay, it's all right. It's cool.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know how to do that though. Like if I want to go live on my channel with your thing, but that's all
All
right.
they got to do is click it. It says YouTube on the link. So
Yeah. No, it's on a bunch of. I shared it to a bunch of like Rush groups too that I belong to. So hopefully some people will pop on here. I don't know. Anybody in the comments yet or no?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so what? Well, my wife was very good to me. Like this year, I mean, every year she just
This year.
she just fucking spoils me. But she got me a bunch of vinyl albums. We'll go with Power Slave.
Nice.
This is like the
new Walmart exclusive.
Yeah, it's got a 3D art print on there. Power Slave, that's one of my favorites by Iron Maiden. Love that album. Got me High Voltage by AC/DC, the 50th anniversary ones.
nice.
Got me that. She got me a couple of AC/DC ones. She got me that one. She got me Who Made Who. And she got me Razor's Edge. There.
I love that album. A lot of people hate
I
it.
did too.
That's me.
I'm like kind of mixed on that album, man. There's a couple of good songs, but
Come on.
it
You don't
doesn't.
wanna-
I don't know. It doesn't live up to the hype for me, man. I think I like more. I like other albums way more than that one.
I do too, but I wouldn't kick it out of bed.
I would.
You know? Of course you would.
It falls to the bottom of my AC/DC kind of list. So
You don't want a
It's the
mistress
middle
for
one.
Christmas?
I always crank that one at Christmas time. But she got me Dr. Feelgood, this splatter version.
Nice.
It's got like a lenticular cover, which is kind of cool. I think this is a very overrated album as well.
You do.
Honestly,
Me too.
I love my wife for getting it for me. No, don't get me wrong. There's a couple good songs on here, but this falls not. It's their '80s stuff. This falls like to the bottom for me.
That's the beginning of the end, in my opinion.
I will say it's a very cool vinyl to look at.
It is.
That's about all I can say for it.
I mean, Nicky's lyrics on the early stuff was so like dark, and I mean, nobody ever really gave him credit for that. Like, like he wrote some pretty fucked up shit, dude. Like, but behind like kind of like these pop hooks, like kind of
right.
Nobody kind of really like pays attention sometimes to lyrics. Like, take for instance the first Cheap Trick album. There's some fucking real dark shit on that album, dude. I mean, it's kind of a heavy album too. I mean, musically, it's kind of dark too. But even after that, like Rick still wrote some pretty sinister lyrics. Stuff that you wouldn't, when you got behind catchy like hooks and things like that, you don't think about it. But when Nicky started writing like "She Goes Down" and "Sticky Sweet," I'm like, dude, what are you doing, man? You're falling into every cliched like lyric and like heavy metal, dude.
I think it's a half good album.
There's a couple good songs in there.
I think half good is giving it too much credit.
Dr. Feelgood's a great title track. That's a great song. Kickstart My Heart has always been a great one for me.
I love Don't Go Away Mad.
Oh, that's a great song. Oh, but the thing
you like Time for Change.
That is one of the worst songs ever written by anyone ever.
I just had to make that joke.
And getting off that, and
I still own it.
Oh yeah, I got a vinyl.
So do I. I got the vinyl and the CD.
Yeah.
And being that this is a Rush episode, she got me this, which I haven't even opened yet. So let's do a quick unboxing right now.
It's Boxing Day.
Yeah, unboxing day too. So let's open this. By the way, I'm not drunk, so I'm not going to drop this box set like Mark does.
Hey, I got free vinyl from a group that wanted me to get drunk and unbox their shit. So there you go.
Well, that's cool, man. But I don't know, man. I couldn't even get through that Van Halen box set. You were like fucking. I was just cringing, man. How you just fucking kept fucking dropping shit, and I can't watch this anymore. It's too painful.
It was cool.
Right,
Nothing got damaged.
Now it's open.
All right.
It's a cool box, actually. You open this up, and it's got the Rush fucking inside there.
The Van Halen box had that too. It's pretty cool.
And we got the albums from 1989 and 1996, the box set. Cool, man.
Oh wow.
I couldn't afford that. That's just too.
So this is Presto, Roll the Bones, Counterparts, and Test for Echo all in one box.
I love every one of those albums.
So got a cool dice on the back here. New Hugh Simon cover art, which I think is pretty cool. I love that.
That's pretty awesome.
I always love the cover art that he does.
We did an episode on Hugh Simon. If you listen to it,
I did not. I missed that one. I didn't.
Yeah,
know
we did an episode on Freeform, the art of Hugh Simon.
Oh, okay. I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
Hugh Simon's actually a guy I'd love to get on an episode too. And
I would too, dude.
Talk with him, man.
He did the new Dream Theater cover that's coming out too.
Mm-hmm.
He's done so much great artwork, man.
Yeah.
Just besides Rush, I mean, he's done so many. He's done Fate's Warning. He's done Dream Theater. He's done He's done like Whitesnake. He's done. He did the fucking the Kingdom Come album, the first one. I mean, he's done a lot, man. Blue Murder, I think he did the Blue Murder one. So, yeah. So thank you, Tina. Thank you so much. Love you.
Awesome. Yeah.
She spoiled me, man. So that's it. So now we can get to our 10-track album, Rush album.
Nice.
And the stipulation I came up with is I chose nothing on my. All right, I was said I wasn't going to put anything that was released as a single on this album, which kind of eliminates like some of the popular stuff. Not that I was going to put a lot of the popular stuff on there anyway, but I just made it, if it was released as a single. Now there's retailed commercially released singles and there's promo singles. I didn't include the promo singles, just the stuff that was released to the retail stores, like actual release singles. Because there are promotional singles that they send to radio stations and shit like that. That doesn't count. actual release singles, is I made it a point not to pick any of them for my album. I made one exception. There is one track on this album that was released as a single. You'll know about it when I get to it, but I had to include this song on here. That's all I'm going to say about it. So I did break my own rule once, but it's my show. I can break my rule. So, but we're going to start off with Mark, man. So we're going to go, start your first track and how we do an album. So
yeah,
if you want to make like 2 sides or just a CD or whatever.
I did 2 sides.
Mine's a double vinyl.
Mine. I put a lot of epic tracks.
It would be a
especially
double
my
vinyl.
bonus.
I timed this. I timed this shit.
Oh, I didn't do that. I didn't get that technical. But shit, I wanted to put a song from each fucking album on here, but you just can't
It's
do
too
it
hard,
with 15
man.
tracks. You can't
It's
do
too
it.
hard.
Can't do it. So I just picked fucking epic songs and songs that I love. And I don't think I think this was a single. I'm not sure, but I had to start it off with a fucking burner. Headlong Flight. I wanted to start.
I believe that was a single.
It
I think
was
that
a
was the
single,
single.
but
Yeah.
fuck, I just love that fucking song. It's epic. It's one of the best Rush songs of all time, and they just fucking just play the fuck out of that song. Their middle part, any part, beginning part. There's so many parts to this fucking song. Little drum solo in there. It's fucking amazing fucking track.
All right, cool. Headlong Flight, your number 1 song on there, first song.
Yep, side
All
one.
right. Joe, go ahead, brother.
All right. So what I did with this, and this will be sacrilege. I love most of Rush's discography. There's a nice little period there in the late 80s where I'm just like, not a big fan. But in order to maintain a sonic consistency, in order to save myself from going quite insane, and because it's Christmas, so I didn't want to take too much time doing this, my 10-track album is all from these 7 albums right here. The first 7. This is my 10-track album. My 5-track EP is a 80s synth mix from Moving Pictures, Signals, Grace Under Pressure. That's my 5-track EP. So, like I said, this is going to be a double album. And what better way to kick off a double album than to have a whole damn side of 2112. So that is my track 1, because it is 1 track on the CD.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
So I will argue my track 1, the entirety of side 1 of my double vinyl is 2112. I mean, how can you argue with that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's 2112. It's one of the most famous prog epics of all time.
Man.
It's amazing. So that is how I'm going to open my 10-track Rush album. Is
I consider 2112 the ground zero of prog metal, where prog metal was born.
Oh yeah. So I didn't make an album. I made a 10-track disc because these songs are too long. I didn't even think of doing a double album. Thanks a lot, Joe.
I timed it out perfectly. I timed it out. My side 1 almost perfectly matches my side 2, and my side 3 almost perfectly matches my side 4.
Wow.
I think my album's 4 with the bonus tracks. It's 4 vinyl.
So my songs range only from the debut album up to Moving Pictures. Because in my opinion, I think after Moving Pictures on, it's too far in between to find a good song. So I'm going to start off.
Ooh, shots fired.
Mm-hmm.
I know. That hurt.
My CD is going to start off. I've got a couple of hit songs on here. It's going to start off with Closer to the Heart. Is where I'm going to start off my CD, my Rush 10-track CD sampler. Oh, sampler. All right, Al. You go ahead, man.
All right, mine's just gonna be a CD as well. I'm gonna be like Tom Petty though, where like on the thing where what's the album where he's like
Full Moon Fever.
That's it. Yeah, now we come to the end of side 1. If
Turn it over.
For all you vinyl and
space. Yeah, this is a space for people who have the tape or the LP.
I think that's pretty cool, man.
Here's side
cool.
2.
I think it's awesome.
I love that.
So I'm gonna start off mine with the introduction of the world to Neil Peart's Anthem. That's gonna be my opening track on the CD. Now, admittedly, I love all eras of Rush. I love every. I mean, I dip a little bit with the synth era as well. There's some things I like. I still love it, but for me, the golden era is like from 74 to 82.
Yeah.
So I'm going from the first album to Signals. That's going to be, I mean, it's a spoiler alert already. So that's going to be
good. You guys don't have a lot of tracks, I do.
Yeah. So, Mark will handle the, all
about 3 or 4.
New wave RUash.
He'll handle this box set right here.
And I love, I love like a lot of latter day stuff, man. But actually, I'm sorry. Well, there's one song that I do touch later on, but yeah, Anthem from Fly By Night introduces the world of Neil Peart, and he doesn't disappoint on this track. I mean, the fucking drums are off the chain. I mean, what an introduction, man. So
a whole different band.
Yeah, just completely changed RUash and took them to a whole new level, man, and just kept going up and up from there. But Anthem always hit me hard, dude. I love that song.
Great song.
Especially live, man. I just crushed live, man. Whenever I heard live versions of it, man, I can imagine being at a RUash show in the 70s and they come out with that, bro, and they open up with that and just fucking crushing your people's skulls,
Right.
So Anthem's gonna be my opening track, number 1. So Mark, number 2.
Well, I'm going into the 90s RUash, and I've always liked this song. I always thought it was weird of RUash having somebody talk and then Geddy Lee singing the chorus. Fucking Double Agent.
That's a great underrated song, man.
That's a fucking great fucking jam. It fucking rocks, dude. And it's in between darkness.
I'm a huge fan of Counterparts. I love that album, man.
Yeah, so I picked from Double Agent. I think nobody talks about that song. I think that's one of the best songs on the album. Fucking amazing track.
Because in the late 80s, starting with when they had Presto and Roll the Bones, I was hey man, they were first day purchases for me. I always loved waiting for a new RUash album coming out, man. And I was there at the store, man, the day that shit would come out, man.
Right.
Presto. I actually like Presto a lot, but then I was always like, dude, I mean, Alex just needs to be heavier, man. He's got to come back, man. He's got to, and I mean, his playing is great, but it's just I love that. I need that Alex crunch, man. I remember when I first heard "Stick It Out" on the radio before the album even came out. I was floored. I was like, holy shit, dude, that's a heavy riff, and and then when I got Counterparts, man, I was surprised. I was very happy with it. I love the production of it. I love everything of that album. So
yeah, they told him to take his effects and take them home and just plug in and play.
Yeah, that was Kevin Early, man.
He just said, just plug in and play. I've heard your old stuff. I want to hear some fucking rock.
Yeah, he stripped a lot of the effects away from Alex.
All the effects, and Alex.
And he got Alex to go into the actual. He got Alex to go into that, get out of the control room and go into the actual studio where his amps were and record. Because I think Alex used to go into the control room and track his guitars that way, and his amps would be in a different room. But he wanted him to go and do his guitar tracking in the same room as amps, so he can get the resonance off the guitar, the feedback, all that shit. make it sound more live. And I think he captured it. He got Alex to get heavy again, man. So yeah, great second.
Who was the guy speaking the lyrics? Was that Neil?
No, that's Sketty.
Yeah, it was Geddy. Oh man, they just put his effect on his voice or something.
He's just speaking
it was weird, dude. It was I always wonder who the hell was that.
Geddy's the one that does the rap in
Roll the Bones.
Roll the Bones as well.
I love Roll the Bones. I almost put Ghost of a Chance on here. I love that fucking
great
song.
Great song.
Yeah.
Great song.
Yeah, that's a great song. That's a good album too. I do like Roll the Bones.
For me, Counterparts was the comeback. There's those 4 albums that there's some songs I really like on those 4 albums, but as a whole, that was
you're missing Alex, man. I was missing Alex so much, man. And I was always come on, man. The next album, Alex, come on, man, fucking, get heavier again. And I understand it was a sign of the times, and they always embrace change and shit like that. But when with Joe, man, when the Counterparts, I heard "Stick It Out," I was like, yes. And then I got the album, and I was like,
well, that was very much that was to RUash at Unholy was to Kiss.
Yeah.
Was the longtime fans who there were some albums that were just like, man, this isn't them. Like, this really isn't them. Like, there's some good stuff on there, but it's not them.
Yeah.
And then that song comes out. Now, Counterparts is a shit ton better than Revenge, but like that was the song where everyone's like, okay, they're back. That is them.
Oh, I remember when I heard
Rush.
I remember when I heard on Holy, dude.
Kiss.
Yeah, I was like, that's a fucking great song, dude. And finally, Gene was back too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was Gene coming back, and then Stick It Out was Alex coming back.
Yeah, that's definitely Alex.
I think Getty said in his book that Alex was fighting over where the fuck am I at? Where the fuck am I playing on this shit?
Yeah,
you and your keyboards. You're not letting me fucking play. He was getting pissed.
He was in his own way with the effects and everything. So.
Yeah.
And he was using single coil guitar, so his sound was a lot thinner. But he was using that because he wanted to cut through the keyboards.
Yeah,
like kind of. But you know what? I'll give Alex this though. Like the whole keyboard era of Rush, I think made Alex rethink a lot of his playing, and it kind of. I mean, in a way, it kind of made him an overall better player because he had to like kind of reinvent like his playing. Like he became a more textural player and things like that. And he did some amazing. I mean, when you really hone in on guitars on some of those albums, he's playing some fucking complicated shit, dude. Yeah. Like it's not easy to play, man. You know,
and you listen to Counterparts on through the end of their career. That is prime Alex Lifeson right there. His Counterparts, Test Reco, Vapor Trails, Snakes and Arrows, and Clockwork.
Yeah, he got heavy as shit, man.
That is some of his best guitar playing because he finally cut the
I agree.
Like you said, he had to change the entire way he played guitar, and it's also what allowed you listen to some of that later live stuff. He even beefed up the early material. Like he added a layer to the 70s stuff.
Yeah, I remember. I remember catching him on the Clockwork Angels tour with like the first half was Clockwork Angels, and then the second half they did a lot of Power Windows stuff. Yeah, but Alex was doing it with like a Les Paul, more beefed up sound, and I love the way the songs came off live. It just kind of gave him an extra kick. You know what I mean?
Like right there, if some of those songs on the Clockwork Angels live DVD, if that was how it sounded on Power Windows, I'd like Power Windows a hell of a lot more. There's some really good songs on Power Windows.
Like I keep telling people, he's there on Power Windows. You're just not listening to it. He's there.
Yeah, but
take the keyboards off. He's fucking playing some crunchy shit on there.
Yeah, but I when you're listening to the album, that's not what comes through.
No, but you really got to dig deep. And I don't want to dig deep.
I've listened to it a million times. I hear it. That's just me.
I don't want to listen to that album a million times. That's the issue.
I do. That's one of my favorite.
That right there is the issue. Is I love live stuff.
I love Power Windows.
I love Power Windows.
See that's where I start to trail off. Like there's like Power Windows is like half and half to be. Like there's some really great stuff on there, but then there's some I'm like Hold Your Fires where it falls off for me. Presto I think is a really not great album aside from a couple tracks that I think are some of the best stuff they had done. Right. Like Presto is like very hit or miss because like the stuff that hits is some of my favorite Rush tracks. But
the production's so thin on those albums, man.
Presto especially is very.
Wasn't Rupert Hine the producer?
Rupert Hine, yeah.
He's basically a new wave producer. Like he
did not get their sound at all.
Yeah, he didn't get the sound. I love Presto though. I can't.
Well, Presto is one of my favorite Rush songs.
One of my favorite. Yeah, me too.
Which I actually didn't include on this list, and now
neither did I, because I did.
But that would have been if it's the same one. I think we're all talking about. That would have been probably if there was one song that I would have included from after '84 on this, it would have been that. If it's is it the Pass?
Yeah. I love that song, man. That song helped me out in a dark time, actually. So
helped a lot of people out of a dark time.
Yeah. All right, what were we, Joe? You're on the number 2?
Mine, track 2. What a way to open a side of an album. Bastille Day.
Yeah.
Opening my side 2. Bastille Day off Caress of Steel. Again, this is an album we talked about a lot, that it's people go back and forth on it. I'm not huge on the overall sound of the album. I don't think it sounds very cohesive. I think they really blew it out of the water with Fly By Night, like with the introduction with Neil. That's a phenomenal album to me. This one was a bit of a sophomore slump of that lineup, in my opinion. There's still some great stuff on there. I just don't think it was as refined as it could be. And of course, as we see one album later, they've really refined themselves, figured out where they were going, really figured out the songwriting. and just knocked it out of the park on this album, because everyone talks about side 1 being this epic song, but side 2 has some of their best short songs. I mean, Twilight Zone, Tears, Something
That's
for
an
Nothing.
underrated track, man. Twilight Zone.
Oh, I love that. It's one of my favorite of the shorter Rush songs from that era. It's just Twilight Zone is so good, but like that's you hear stuff on Caress of Steel that they would eventually master on an album like this, or even more so on the album that would follow, which I'll get back to in a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's so much, and that's why I'm so hit or miss on this album, because there's moments of brilliance, but it's overall kind of just a little bit not fully baked for me. But Bastille Day is what an amazing opening track that is, and that would be what I would pick to open up my side 2 is Bastille Day.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite Rush albums, period.
Really?
I love Caress of Steel.
I agree with you.
I love the way that side 2 ends, and it continues on to 2112, because you can already hear which way it was going. I absolutely love that album.
That was the album that got him in trouble with the record company. And 2112 comes out. They said, "You guys are okay."
Well, well, they were in trouble on that tour too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Andy.
Yeah,
Number 2.
my second track on my CD Rush sampler is going to be the title track to the second album, Fly By Night. I love that song. It's a good 3.5 minute song that hits all the strong points that Rush will become. And the lyrics are very, well, I don't want to call it poppy, but they're very easily accessible compared to
it was like the first autobiographical Neil song.
Yeah.
It was that. You'd have something like Limelight later in their career, and there was these autobiographical Neil songs, and that was the first one that he wrote about leaving home and going to join this band.
Yeah. Which is a classic tale, when people hit the road to fulfill their hopes and dreams. So Fly By Night's my second track.
All right, man. All right, my second track, this shirt right here, bro. Free Will. Off of Permanent Waves. One of my, I know it's a popular one, and it was a concert staple. Never released as a single though, but
it's on the radio every 5 minutes, and I will never ever turn it off.
Yep. Nope. I always say this is kind of like, if I was gonna tell somebody what is the quintessential Rush song, what would be one of the first songs you'd tell somebody I want to hear Rush for the first time, I think I would pick Free Will, because it's got great lyrics, it's accessible, but then it's got that middle part where they just fucking go bananas, where they show their instrumental. I mean, all 3 of them are soloing at once. It's fucking ridiculous. I mean, the musicianship in that song, all rolled up into a 4.5, 5 minute track, dude. I mean, what more can you ask? I mean, I can, I don't want to give him a 20-minute track to start off with, because it might turn some people off, man. I don't know.
I would have gave him Tom Sawyer.
I don't know.
Well, everybody knows Tom Sawyer.
Yeah. I mean, even my wife knew that, even before when we started dating, she knew that one, But I think Free Will is to me, if I'm going to give somebody a first song here, I think that would be the song I would give them. So my number 2 track's going to be Free Will from Permanent Waves, my favorite Rush album, kind of tied with Hemispheres, but anyway, I love that album so much. So anyway, number 3, Mark.
Yeah, I'm going with Grace Under Pressure, the song Between the Wheels. I just love that song where it goes, you know how that rabbit feels going under your speeding wheels. Bright images flashing by like windshields towards a fly. Frozen in that fatal climb, and the wheels of time just pass you by. I just love those fucking lyrics. It's just it's going fast, but they're telling you, dude, this is life. Life is just fucking passing you by. Get on the fucking road and fucking look in between the fucking wheels. That's what I get from that song. I love that fucking song. Always been one of my favorites out there. I could have picked The Body Electric. A lot of songs off After Image. I love
Grace Under Pressure.
One of the best albums they've ever made. I love that album.
That's the first Rush album I ever bought brand new, when it was released.
Me too.
Because I got into Rush around the time I think Signals had already been released, but my first time hearing them, I've already told the story, was side one of Permanent Waves. And I remember as a kid hearing Tom Sawyer on the radio and I think even Limelight, and not knowing who that is. I was just too young to kind of just process it. But there was a radio station real quick. They used to play album sides. I used to record album sides, and they played side one of Permanent Waves. I remember recording onto a tape, and I fucking listened to it over and over, and I was like, "Who the hell is this band?" So, and I didn't think the first thing I went out and bought was Exit Stage Left. It was my first Rush album that I bought, which I was like, I went for the live album because it had a little bit of everything on it. It was almost like buying a greatest hits back in the day,
Right?
So
one of the greatest live albums of all time.
Oh, man. Still, every time I hear that, it just brings me back to being like an 11-year-old kid, man. 12-year-old kid. So.
But
Yeah,
it's like those lyrics, just like those lyrics are talking, can you spare another wasteland, another lost generation? It's like those lyrics like hit hard
today, man.
Today. It's like he's like a fucking he's like Nostradamus back then, telling us what's going on now.
Well, it's the more things change, the more they stay the same too. I mean, there was always every generation has that, the generation before, things like the next generation's always like, you're lazy and you're not fucking, you don't amount to nothing. And it's always been there, man. It's just so pronounced now with social media and everything like that. And
the solo by fucking Alex on that fucking song rips.
When they brought that back on the Vapor Trails tour, I was
like, yes. I was like, yes.
That's on the Rush and Rio album, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep.
That is of their later live albums.
Yes.
Top tier.
I have that somewhere over here.
All right, Joe, number 3.
All right, so track 3, my track 2 on side 2 is my all-time favorite Rush song. And we're going to do a little drum roll here quick. Al, if you please hold that shirt up one more time.
Yeah.
You can choose a ready guide in some celestial voice. If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. Free Will, my all-time favorite Rush song. Like you said, just the band going nuts. Geddy's bass on this is some of my favorite bass he ever played. Like, because it's throughout the riff and throughout like the verses and the chorus, it's pretty. It follows a pretty cool pattern in the dum bum 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 bum. It kind of mirrors the riff a little bit, and then it kind of goes a little bit off of it. But then when the solo, and then he just goes nuts, and it's amazing. Like you said, this is a quintessential Rush song that I would 100%. If someone like knew Tom Sawyer or Limelight or Fly By Night or something like that and wanted to go a little bit further, but not all the way in yet, this would be the first song. This album in general, but this song would probably be the first one I'd recommend to them.
It's
because like you said, it has that kind of poppiness a little bit to it with like the verses and the chorus. It's accessible, but then in that middle section, you just get all out Rush, just like that's the band right there.
Fusion.
And then it's like recommend
fusion,
stuff like some of the
froze up. It's like fusion, man. Like
some of the songs I'll get to later on here, but yeah, Free Will, my all-time favorite Rush song.
It's a good one.
Nice, yeah, very good song. My track 3 on my CD, it's going to be the lead-off track for their debut album, Finding My Way. Right? No, wait, hold on.
Finding My Way,
yeah, exactly. Finding My Way. I wasn't too sure if I had to add Home to that, but no, it's Finding My Way. I absolutely love that song. What a great intro to the band. And also, it's on All the World's a Stage as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
I absolutely love that live album. That's why I love this era. I'm not saying that Rush songs are bad in the 80s or 90s. Just that if I'm going to make a Rush CD with my favorite songs, it's going to be of this era. That's just the way it's going to be.
It's the golden era for me too, man. That's what I started off with and grew up on, and kind of heard first, So
Alex is my favorite Rush player. I mean, he's my favorite band member. Because of his guitar.
Mine's Neil.
Different from everyone else. So Finding My Way is the way that I'm gonna do my third track on the Rush CD that I made.
All right. All right, my third song, man. I'm going to the Moving Pictures album, Red Barchetta. It's always been one of my favorites, man. I love the storytelling in that song too. It just every time I hear it, man, I can just conjure up a video in my head, like of that, just that story of, getting in a car and going for a ride, and it's where like kind of that kind of stuff is outlawed, in that like song, it's so I don't know, man. It just that song just always hits home with me. It's always been one of my favorites on Moving Pictures. I remember when I was a kid, man, and I had Moving Pictures. It was always about side one, but I love side two now, man. But Red Barchetta is the second song on Moving Pictures, so that's
Side one's so perfect though. It's
oh
so
man,
perfect.
yeah. And again, man, just Rush's like musicianship in that song, but it's just they have a way of just making like odd time signatures and like this crazy musicianship like accessible. You know what I mean? So it just
Yeah, especially on side one of the Moving Pictures. It was like radio friendly prog
yeah,
in a way,
yeah,
and it was so cool.
yeah. So that's my third track on the CD. Mark will go to number 4.
Yeah, I'm still in the 80s here. Well, I was 90s. I was their last album, and now I'm going. This will be my last 80s Rush. No Hold Your Fire, no, nothing like that. But I do go back into the 2000s on one song on second side. I'm gonna go with Power Windows, the Manhattan Project.
Oh yeah.
My favorite song on that album.
Yeah,
I love that fucking song. Imagine a time where it all began. I love history, and they're talking about Enola Gay, and the way fucking getting this, I get a shock wave, something I guess, and his voice just like gets so emotion, and with the bong, all the powers that be, and the course of history will be changed. The way his voice just emotes in that song, it's really calm, and then as it goes, he just explodes with his voice.
Yeah.
I just love that song. Lyrics are amazing. Great fucking song. I love it live too. It's amazing live. Show of hands, man.
Yeah. I remember I used to play the Show of Hands video all the time, man.
Me too. VHS, man. I had that on VHS.
I still have it, actually. I still have the VHS. I still have, I have the laser disc of it.
My first wife made me get rid of Show of Hands. She said, "We don't have VCR. Just get rid of them." Show of Hands. Yes, 90 the live 902
9012 live.
I had REO Speedwagon, Wheels Are Shooting. I had all these, the Hooters Nervous Night. Had all these. She said, "Get rid of them. We're never going to play them." And I go, "Fuck."
Yeah, I got to Show of Hands on cassette.
I got it on CD.
All right, man. So that's your number, what was that, 4?
4 on side 1.
Manhattan Project. Great song, man. All right, Joe, go ahead.
All right. So track 4, track 3 on side 2 for me is Al opened his album with Anthem. Amazing track. To me, this is the counterpart to Anthem on that same album. And that is Beneath, Between, Behind.
Yeah, I love that song.
Amazing track. Getty's vocals on that, the musicianship, and of course,
I love the Exit Stage Left version of it. Yeah.
Deep cut on Exit Stage Left. They pulled back that and Passage to Bangkok that would have been on the same albums that All the World's a Stage covered, but they pulled that out on this, and it's just an amazing version on here.
Yeah.
This version's great. This version's great. Just a great song for me. That is one of my favorite little shorter Rush tracks, and that's Beneath, Between, Behind.
Yeah, that's a fucking great one, man.
Great song.
All right, Andy, number 4.
Yeah, I'm pulling my 4th track off of Hemispheres, and I am pulling the song "The Trees."
Ha! Jerry loves you.
Yeah, right.
I almost made that joke.
But what I like about "The Trees," it talks about racial relations. I don't know how many times we have to point this out. It's such an important song where it gives examples of race relations, and instead of
Racial equality, man.
yeah, exactly. It's about racial equality. And
there's trouble with the trees.
Well, they use different types of trees.
They're
which is
as metaphors. Yeah.
symbolism. They're using a lot of symbolism, but I don't see how Jerry got hobbit sex.
Yeah,
that song.
yeah, hobbits and stuff. I don't understand.
Where
that.
did he get
Wait,
hobbit?
wait,
hobbit sex?
I'm lost here. What did Jerry say about it?
He says it's like a hobbit sex song.
Wow.
He needs to listen to it again.
He does. I told him, what are you talking about? Led Zeppelin talks about hobbits too.
but that's my fourth track on my CD. It's going to be The Trees.
I mean, if Jerry's gonna, I mean, I don't know, man.
He hates that song, and I almost picked it just to piss him off. Thank you for picking it, Andy.
Oh yeah, it was written down quickly.
Well, some of Jerry's choices are a little suspect. I mean, he thinks Van Halen's a different kind of truth sucks.
I know, right?
Come on, bro. Really? Fucking really, dude.
And that Blaze Bailey rules.
I know.
Yeah, that too. That one.
Yeah.
That one.
Oh my god, I wish he was on here now.
I mean, we all have choice. We all have things that are like
we all make choices, but that was a choice.
Yeah, dude, I mean, Jerry, come on, bro. Really?
I don't see where he got hobbit sex. Me and him were arguing the other day. He says it's about hobbits fucking. What the fuck are you talking about?
Maybe Rush's Rivendell, but off of Fly By Night.
Certainly not the
right?
trees.
That's more like hobbits in there. You know?
It is. That's a Tolkien song.
Yeah.
Now I gotta read the whole lyrics and see where he could possibly have gotten hobbit sex.
Because there's trees. They're talking about trees that live in the forest. I don't know. Hobbit sex.
Anyway. All right, man. So my number 4 here. Oh, so you want The Trees, Andy? That's a great track.
Yeah, The Trees.
Great track.
Yeah, there's nothing in here in these lyrics about
Can I
hobbit
just
sex
say one
whatsoever.
thing? Fuck off, Jerry. All right,
No, there's no doggy style.
There's no doggy
there's
style.
nothing like that. But,
Jerry's on crack, okay?
But we love you, Jerry. You're one of my favorite people.
Yeah,
Hugs not
I still
drugs,
love you,
buddy.
brother.
Hugs not drugs, man.
I still love you, brother. Just lay off the crack pipe. All right, so again, Andy, racial equality. I love the way Neil uses that as metaphor, the trees and stuff like that. That's when you get nerdy. But Neil was such a great lyric writer, man. I mean,
But the thing is that song is so easy to unlock. It really is.
Yeah.
There's so much Rush songs there. I have no idea what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah.
But this one, yes.
All right, my number four track. When I was younger, I used to skip this song all the time. It just wasn't, the younger, angsty fucking, I want to rock fucking Al. I don't have time to hear this song. Now, as Al's entered his 50s and I'm a bit older and, my parents are older and I'm seeing what kind of, my mom is starting to break down and everything. This song really hits home for me and it's losing it off of Signals.
Great song.
It's absolutely become one of my favorite tracks on that album, man. I mean, I get emotional. Like when I saw them play that live and when they played it live in 2 of the concerts that I saw, New Jersey and New York, Madison Square Garden. So I absolutely I was misty eyed, man. I got emotional hearing that song, and I think it's I just love it, man. I love the violin, and it's just such a moody song. The lyrics are, about these, you get older and you lose your abilities to, do things. And I mean, and I'm seeing my mom starting to go through that. So I get emotional every time I hear this song now. And now that Neil's gone too, it kind of hits a little differently as well,
Well, Neil used that as why he was retiring, because he was losing it. He used that.
Well, he wanted to go on his own terms.
Yeah.
He wanted to enjoy his new family, and sadly, he only got a few years of that, man. Sucks, dude. But the irony is that this guy with this lyrical genius and this guy that's smart, gets brain cancer. I mean, the irony in that is just ridiculous, man.
One of the few artists I cried over, him and Tom Petty.
Yeah. It was him and Edward Van Halen for me.
Well, Eddie, I forgot about that. Yeah, 3 artists I've cried for. I didn't cry for Prince, but I cried for Tom Petty, Eddie, and Neil.
So, so yeah, Losing It's gonna be my number 4 track. Absolutely love that song. And Signals is really, well, it isn't actually, but of the golden period, it's for me, it goes up to Signals. But I mean, again, I love everything after that. But it was always like the dividing line with the Rush fans was always like the Signals album. That was like kind of like the dividing line. Like the old school fans kind of like, getting too keyboard heavy. And then like, they brought in a whole shitload of like, different fans and stuff after that, But I stayed on with them. I mean, when I came on to them, that album was new at the time. So, but I didn't get that album right away. I got Exit Stage Left first. So, anyway, Losing It's my number 4. So we'll go number 5, Mark.
All right. I just texted Jerry. It said, you're getting burned by the panel over the trees. Said, gee, I wonder who brought that up. I go, Andy, he picked it. That song sucks. I said, I told him you called it Hobbit sex. It's not a burn. It's a fact. The song sucks.
He's not going to let that go. He's had time.
I just had to get him a little bit. I wanted to watch his shit. But I'm going to end it with an epic. I started with an epic. I'm going to go to Fly By Night. I think one of the best jams on that album is By Tour and the Snow Dog. I just like the way Geddy and Alex are just like fighting. It's like that guitar bass battle in the middle of that song is just fucking epic. I fucking love that song. So By Tour and the Snow Dog ends my side one.
It's even more epic on fucking All the World's a Stage, man.
Oh yeah.
I love the extended Alex, like, his it's almost like, to me, on the All the World's a Stage version, it's almost like I almost kind of liken it to like Dazed and Confused on the Song Remains the Same, like where Page is doing the bow solo. Alex is almost kind of mimicking that with like, the echo and like the volume pedal. It almost sounds like, because when I was younger, I thought he was actually, is Alex playing with a bow? Because it sounds like it almost, the way he's making it sound.
I don't know. It's just weird.
But it's not. But like I just love the moodiness, like the way they, in that middle part, like he really like kind of goes off like on these fucking like guitar lines and shit like that. It's really, really cool, man. So I love the All the World Stage version.
And they both came out around the same time, but I think maybe Zeppelin might have been maybe a year before. Am I right about
both
that?
76.
Mm-hmm.
But this, the Zeppelin album, Zeppelin recorded that in what, 72, 73? 73. The Garden shows in 73. Yeah. But they shelved it and they didn't put it out. I think when Robert Plant had his broke his leg or accident.
Yeah, it was when he had his accident. Yeah.
They came out after Physical Graffiti.
Yeah, so they put that out, I guess, as to put a product out, and the concert film too. Yeah. Which is like iconic to me because my older brother used to take me to midnight shows and that's when I saw Jimmy Page like playing with the bow and I was like, I want to do that, man. So but yours is By Tour.
Yeah, Jerry just said you could stick that song off Gollum's ass.
Go listen to Ramble On, you fucker. Go listen to Ramble On, you jackass.
It's like you could have added anything.
Yeah.
I still don't know where he got hobbits in that song, but okay.
More power to him.
I love you, Jerry.
Like I said, lay off the edibles, bro. All right, man. Joe, go ahead, brother.
All right, so I'm going to end my disc 1 with the song that made Rush a national in Canada and an international in the United States success, thanks to Cleveland radio, Working Man. Their first major epic song. This is really, in my opinion, this is a little bit controversial. I'm not a fan of this album. I'm really not. This is like the only.
I don't think you're a big fan of that album either, right?
Who? Me?
You.
No, that's my least favorite Rush album.
Yeah,
because Neil wasn't on it.
To me, Working Man is like really the big song that would kind of point the direction that they're going to be going. Yeah. And it's by far my favorite song on this album. I don't really like too many other songs on this album. But that's just such an amazing track. the riffing, like you said about Bytor, the guitar bass battle, kind of similar thing in the instrumental section of this.
Yeah.
Just some really great stuff. Rutsy's drumming is great on this track. Getty's vocals are amazing on this track. Just one of my favorite tracks from that early period. So I'm going to close out my disc 1 with the song that broke them in the United States, Working Man.
Thanks to Donna Halper.
Yeah, that you know,
I think
there's not one song I don't like off that album. It's just the least favorite Rush album that I don't go back.
Well, there's
to.
some shit I hate on that album.
Oh no, I love that.
I love the album. It's not my favorite. It's the least.
Sometimes I'll throw that on, man. I'm like, wow. I mean, they were so raw on that album, dude. You know, that was like, you know, them channeling Zeppelin, Humble Pie, and you know that kind of stuff.
The Who.
They didn't really have their own identity yet, but yeah, Working Man does point. It does point. I think Before and After kind of points to.
That's another one that I really like on that album.
It kind of starts off slow and builds up, and I think that kind of is a foreshadowing of kind of things to come as well. And I love the opening, Finding My Way. I love that opening.
Finding My Way.
Finding My Way is awesome.
Finding My Way, Before and After, and Working Man are my 3 that I really love off that album.
Not a bad song
for
off
me.
That album. It's just not something.
Mark always points to Chai Shen as by far their worst song. For me, the song that I think is up there with it is In the Mood. I hate
I love In the Mood.
I hate that. All that song pisses me off so much.
I feel like
it is like I really don't need to. I really don't need to hear a "Fuck Me, Suck Me" song from Geddy Lee. I truly
you don't want a groove.
I truly do not need to hear that kind of song from Geddy Lee. Like the most uncool guy on planet Earth in 1974.
Hey, they always put that in the medley with Working Man. So there you go.
I know, and I hated it every time. I wish they would stop.
Well, they have, but
I know.
Yeah, my CD After the Trees is going to go on to a very well-known song by them, and that's Limelight. I absolutely love Limelight. I love the way the guitars cut into that section. That's so cool, man. I absolutely love it.
Solo,
Limelight is my 6th track on here.
It's one of Alex's favorite solos too. He's said that time and time again.
Yeah,
he loves. Yeah, that's one of his favorite solos that he's ever done.
Yeah, it comes out of nowhere. I mean, there's already a rhythm going on, then it stops, and this just comes in. Oh,
yeah,
so cool. So that's my pick is Limelight. I'll be right back, guys.
All right, man. My number 5.
Cold beer.
My number 5, I'm going to the Farewell of the Kings album. The last track on it, Cygnus X1, Book 1. I remember being a kid and hearing that, man, and it scared the shit out of me, that song. It was just fucking, I found it to be pretty sinister and fucking evil, and, you know, I just, the way, like, you know, going into a black hole, and Black Hole was like one of my favorite movies, man. I love that movie. The Disney one, man. I from 1979. I absolutely love that movie, man. Yeah, when I was a kid, man, like hearing the opening kind of like, you know, sounds and bells, the tolling bell, and you think you're out in space and shit like that, and hearing it on headphones, man, as a kid, that can bring me back, man. Just laying in bed in the dark and listening to that on headphones and just being, you know, blown away and scared at the same time, but a good scare. Like the first time I heard Black Sabbath, same kind of feeling. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so I'm gonna go Book 1, Cygnus X1. That's gonna be my number 5 track.
Mark Dolly's happy with you right there. Mark Dolly. Yeah, he was saying, I hope somebody picks Cygnus.
All right, Mark, you're number 6.
I'm on side 2, track 1, and how Joseph started the album. I'm going to start my side 2, 2112. So nice. We've already talked about it, but that I'm going to start it. I wanted to start it with an epic and end with an epic. So that's my side 1. Great fucking many parts to that song. It's like, you know, were you guys like this when he goes, what can this strange? When I touch it, it gets worth the sound. You're going, it's a guitar. It's a guitar. You're sitting there, sitting there going, it's a guitar, damn it. You know, when I hear that, when I first heard it, I was like going, it's a guitar, you know, stuff in that song is just amazing. I just hated it when they put it like just the Temples of Syrinx. They only put that in there, and I wanted to hear the whole thing,
Oh yeah.
not
You can't
split up
hear
into
a
one
part of it.
part. That always irritated me when they put that in the mood and and Working Man. That was part of the medley. So there you go.
I hate
Yeah,
movies,
that's meant to be
to be
like,
honest with you.
yeah.
They
When
need
I
to play the whole thing, man.
Yeah.
when I saw the Test for Echo tour and they did that whole thing, man, I was like fucking blown away, man.
Amazing. I
No.
missed that tour.
And it was actually the first time they actually did the complete 2112, because even when 2112 was new, they cut out I think they cut out Oracle and Presentation. I think
Yes.
those two, they never did those live, but
That song should never
on
be
All the
cut out.
World's a Stage, it was Overture, Temples of Syrinx, Presentation, Soliloquy, and Grand Finale.
all right, so it's missing Oracle, right?
Oracle and Discovery.
Yeah, Discovery. Okay, that's what it was missing. Yeah, so when he discovers the guitar,
Yeah,
kind of used to cut that part.
that's one of my favorite parts of the song, even though
Yeah.
I'm like questioning it.
But on the Test Echo tour, man, when he started going in and out, I was like, "Whoa, dude! Like he's fucking playing a part they never even played and shit."
Nice.
Yeah, it was kind of cool how he kind of improvised a little bit during that part, and then once he goes into the do now, and fucking people went ape shit, So yeah, no, it's great, man. 2112, awesome. Who we got now?
That's me.
Joe, go ahead, Joe.
All right. So now I'm going to be opening up disc 2 of my album.
Your vinyl album.
Side 3 opens up with a song that, little known fun fact about me, I actually have a degree in French. Not a joke. I actually have a degree in French.
Well, Ian Wadley does not like you.
I know he doesn't. But it was smart of Rush, knowing that most of their dumb American fans would not know French, or much less have a degree in it, to sing part of the chorus in French and then repeat it in English. Circumstances. My second favorite Rush song of all time.
Love that song too.
Great way to open up my disc 2. It
That was
is
released
what opens up side 2 of Hemispheres. Just an amazing track. Another really short track, but just it's a mini epic in my opinion. Just little short track, but so much goes on in it. The lyrics, the vocals, the instrumentation.
Autobiography. Yeah.
Yep.
Neil being lonely in England, man.
A boy alone so far from home.
Yep. I think we can all relate to that too at one point in our lives. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, great track. That was released as a single.
Yes.
That's why I didn't really put it on because that's one of my.
I thought you were going to go to Entre Nous.
Entre Nous was released as a single as well.
Oh, it was? Yeah.
And that's one of my all-time favorite Rush songs as well.
Oh, it's a great Rush song. Remember Billy Corgan talking about it, how he gave it to his mom and they kind of went over. That was pretty cool.
He really wanted to sit his parents down. And to have him listen to that song. Yeah. All right, man. Andy, were we on 6, right?
6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was about the only normal part of Billy Corgan's relationship with his mother. Was that? This song here was introduced to me when I knew Rush hit songs on the radio, but at about the age of 19 or 20, I started hanging out with some guys from work who were a little bit older than me, and they introduced me to Deep Rush. One of them had a dog that they named Bytor. That's how deep they were going into. So I was at their house, and we would have a lot of parties in their backyard. Beer, CDs, cigarettes, weed, or whatever. It was a great time. But this song was introduced to me at that time, and I'd never heard it before, and I loved it. Lakeside Park.
That was a great song.
Is on my list. I never heard them play a song like that. So melancholy and about memories and you can really picture this song being played out in your head. How they would get together to watch firework display. Some memories last forever. I know that I'm skipping some words, but y'all get the gist of it. But it was such a special song for me for that time, and I have to put it on my list because it's still a great song. I still love that song to me, that's a standout track on Caress of Steel.
Do they have a statue of Neil there in Lakeside Park?
Yeah, they do. No, I don't think it's a statue, but I don't know if they have a statue there or not. But
I think they have something about that.
They have
song,
a plaque that I think they have it named,
yeah,
after him. Yeah, that's very again, that's Neil talking about his childhood.
Yeah,
and that's where he grew up in St. Catharines, and it was Lakeside Park there. There's a cool video actually of somebody like going through Lakeside Park, and they video it, and it's on YouTube, man. I remember watching it. It was like he kind of touches on the different things that Neil talked about, I think, in the song, and it was really cool, man.
And my sister's birthday, it was on May 24th. So when they said that everyone would gather on the 24th of May, I was like, oh, that's my sister's birthday.
Yeah.
So it always stuck out to me again, My sister didn't care.
All right, man. My number 6, I did book 1 before. I'm going to the Hemispheres book 2. You got to put them back to back, man. It's a continuation of the story. Yeah. Like I envisioned actually my album, like if it had sides, like it would end. Cygnus X1 would end side 1, and then Hemispheres would open up side 2. I understand like the length of songs would be more of like a double vinyl, but if I was just gonna make like a vinyl half and half, this, that's the way it would be. It would end with Cygnus X1, book 1, open up with Hemispheres book 2. The peak of Rush's progressive phase, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, they took their prog phase to like they said they actually overreached. There like when they did the music, Geddy had to go in and sing the vocals, and the way the keys were, he had to sing so fucking high, almost out of his range, that he was like, how the hell am I going to sing this? You know what I mean? So they never thought about that when they were like tracking the music. So that's what a famous story that Geddy talks about. And damn, man, his fucking vocals are high in this album, dude. Holy shit. And I remember on the Counterparts tour, they brought back the Hemispheres Prelude. They did Xanadu into Hemispheres Prelude, which absolutely went ape shit when I heard that on the Counterparts tour. I was like, holy fuck, because they hadn't played Xanadu in a long time. And then to bring something out, actually, they played Xanadu, I'm sorry, on the Presto tour and the Roll of Bones tour. Excuse me. But to hear them go into Hemispheres, then I was like, oh, I just scraped my jaw off the floor. And then Geddy, like, he goes into sing the Prelude, and I gotta say, man, he was having trouble, man. He kind of dropped in an octave a bit, when he went to go sing the high part. But I was still blown away that they brought that song back. I love Hemispheres. It's one of my favorite albums. So yeah, that's gonna be my number 6. Book 2, Hemispheres. Cygnus X1, book 2. Number 7, Mark.
I'm going to when we didn't know if Rush was going to get back together because Neil lost his wife and he lost his daughter. And he wrote this song about just driving around North America called Ghost Rider off Vapor Trails. It's like shadows on the road ahead, shadows on the road behind. It's like, it always tears me up because I know what he's talking about. He's losing his family and he's just riding and trying to forget about it. Such a great personal song that he wrote. That or Secret Touch, I almost put here. I just adore that Ghost Rider song. It's a great song off the Vapor Trails. Yeah,
that scene in the documentary when they're playing Secret Touch and he's just driving through the desert.
Yeah,
really touching.
Yeah. I either was going to pick that or Secret Touch, but I took Ghost Rider because he felt like he was a ghost, just like traveling. They didn't even know if the band was going to come back together. They thought they could have been done, and they weren't going to talk to him about it. They were going to let him come back on his own. And his new wife is the one who said, "Hey, you need to connect with these guys again. You need to get back to what you do."
I didn't know that he remarried.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He remarried and had a new daughter.
Yeah. He had a whole new family, and then he gets brain cancer and dies.
He lived in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Met her like towards the end of that Ghost Rider book, that's when he met her, and then they ended up marrying and had a little daughter. And I think when he passed away, I think she was already probably almost what? Well, he passed away in what?
2020.
2020. And I think she was born she was probably almost 10 years old.
Yeah.
I think by that point.
I remember in Getty's book, he was saying he was teaching her drums, so stuff like that.
I know. Man, you never know, man. She might come out of the woodwork as a drummer. Who knows, man?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be kind of cool, dude.
Yeah.
That's one way to get Rush back together.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Have Neil's daughter on the drums, man. How crazy would that be?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. All right. That's so. That was your number 7, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my track 2, side 2.
Yeah. So number 7 overall. All right, Joe, go ahead.
All right, my number 7, which is track 2 on disc 3. Mark mentioned it a little bit ago. Neil Peart's first epic song, By Tor and the Snow Dog.
Nice.
Just an epic tune. Really the first of its kind on a Rush album. What they would do so many more times, and I'll get to a couple of those. The multi-part epic.
Yeah.
I've already covered 2112. I'll cover a couple more songs. My last 4 songs, including this, are all epic songs.
Me too.
My entire side 4 is just 2 songs. So By Tor and the Snow Dog was the first of the Rush epics with that lineup. Working Man preceded it a little bit, but By Tor and the Snow Dog was the first of that kind. Just an amazing track. It's my next track.
Great song. I love that song. All right, Andy.
Yeah, my next pick after Lakeside Park is going to be one of my favorite songs by them. It's such a cool track and so iconic. But it's already been mentioned, I think, by Joe. I'm going with Anthem.
No, Al did that one.
I'll mention Anthem.
That's my opening track, my opening song. Yeah.
It's such a good song, man. So Anthem is my pick.
Cool. All right, man. My number 7, I'm going to the Moving Pictures album. Again, like when I was a kid, it was always about side 1 for me. But in later years, man, side 2 was equally as awesome. And I think I actually listen to it more now than side 1. But Witch Hunt is one of my favorite songs, dude. Love that song so much. So moody. It's probably Rush at their most gothic, and the lyrics in that song apply to what's going on today as it was back then, maybe even more so. Again, more things change, the more they stay the same. The political landscape has always been fucked up any way you slice it, so it could be a metaphor for that. It could be a metaphor for racism actually as well. Judging things by its cover, not talking things out. You're quick to judge somebody on how they look, or like how, quick to, and you fucking throw them under the bus, or you want to burn them at the stake, things like that. But you don't talk things out. You don't get to know what's going on. So the lyrics in that song are incredible, and the musically, I love the song. So, Mark, take it over, man.
Okay. Well, my last 3 songs are epic. I'm going to Caressa Still, the Necromancer. I just love that whole fucking song.
Oh, dude, that whole thing is just amazing.
It's just fucking amazing. Yeah. I love it so much. It's such a great suite. It's like, this is what they were going to do in 2112. And it's like, you could hear this coming. It's just so fucking great.
Yeah, it's the first part. It's the first part, 2112. It's an intro.
Yeah, great.
And it's beautiful. You're right. It's so good.
So fucking amazing. I love it. So that's my track 3, side 2.
Right, Joe? What do you got going on, man?
Sorry about that. I was having a little bit of a cough attack.
All good. Hope you're doing okay over there. All right. So closing out my side 3 is the one where Rush proved that you didn't have to have lyrics for it to be an epic song.
Ooh.
La Via Strangiato. Possibly my favorite instrumental of all time. Just so many different things going on. Just amazing track. So many great movements in it.
Right back.
Just a really great way to end this album, but to end my side 3, because for me, my side 4 is just the perfect set of 2 songs that both happen to be from the same album that I have not mentioned any songs from yet. So, spoiler for my next pick, but that is the way I'm going to end my side 3, is the epic La Via Strangiato.
All right.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, after Anthem, I am going to go with. Let me open this back up. I'm going to go with Bastille Day, which I think is another great song. To me, Anthem and Bastille Day can be sister songs.
Yeah.
Or other songs or what have you. To me, every time I think of them, they go hand in hand with each other. So Bastille Day is my 8th track on this CD. Man,
They were both openers for early Rush tours too.
Oh, were they?
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
Bastille Day opens up All the World Stage.
Right.
But on I think before that, Anthem used to be the opener too.
And it's so bombastic on All the World's a Stage. I mean, dude, it's like they add a certain oomph to it. So it's so good.
Actually, I'm sorry. Anthem opened up after All the World's a Stage. So I think starting with a Farewell to the Kings, they used Anthem as an opener. So Anthem on like Farewell to the Kings and Hemispheres tour, that was like the opening song. They would use that as the opener.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were both great like opening songs of the respective albums.
Yeah.
Then they used them opening up concerts too. So and they're both hard hitting, man. I mean, it's great, both great opening songs to get the crowd going. And
oh yeah, big time.
That, so.
Yeah, that's a good way to start them. Is with either song.
Yeah. All right, man. So my number 8, after Witch Hunt, I'm going with probably one of my favorite all-time epic songs, and this almost ties me with like. Like I said, like if I want to introduce somebody to Rush that never heard them before, I would like give them Free Will. But now, like on the other side of the coin, if somebody came up to me and I knew that, and maybe I knew that they maybe were a progressive rock fan, and they never heard Rush, like maybe they were into Yes or maybe into Genesis or whatever, and they never heard Rush, so they'd be like, well, what would be a good song for me? Somebody I knew that was into prog rock, this would be the song that I would like tell them, check this out. It would be Xanadu from Farewell to the Kings. There you go. I mean, that's like the mood, the way it starts off with like the sound effects and Alex's, volume swells and, like the echoes and all that, and just the way it builds up and it crescendos crashes into this just grand, like, I think it's one of their grandest songs. And the way it ends, man, is just such a grand ending to it too. One of my favorite endings to like a Rush song.
Oh, wow.
It's just so matter of fact. It's like dun 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 dun. Boom. We're here. That's how to end the song. You know what I mean? So yeah, Xanadu, one of my favorites, man. So I got to make that number 8.
Xanadu is a great song. I just want to say a big fuck you to UFO. They made fun of Rush for singing Honeydew and shit in that song. So fuck them. They wish they were the band that Rush was.
Well, they were for a couple of years when Michael Schenker was in it.
They were, and then they fucking just... yeah.
Anyway,
Mark, it's your pick.
My pick, I'm going to go off Permanent Ways. I'm going to go with Jacob's Ladder.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I love that song. It's like one of the shortest, like lyrically.
Another epic cut from Existing.
It's an epic cut, but it's lyrically short and it doesn't repeat itself. And it's just the jam that they just play in that fucking song. It's just the musicianship is just like the greatest I've ever heard in my life on that song with short lyrics. It's like a great fucking song. The clouds prepare for battle. It's like it just gets you in like.
I'm glad they brought that song back on the R40 tour, man.
God, yeah, fucking great fucking song.
Awesome, man. Great pick. Go ahead,
All right.
Joe. Number 9.
All right, so it's track 9, kicking off side 4 for me. A little known fact about myself: I have a degree in English literature. I do. I truly do. I'm not making any of this stuff up. I have a degree in history, English literature, and French. Not joking. One day I was in a British literature class, and my teacher said, "Okay, we're going to read this poem by Samuel Taylor Coleridge." And I'm like, "Oh, well, this sounds awfully boring." So he hands out. We open a textbook up. Sounds like an awful stuffy British poet that we would read in a college Brit Lit class. And I start reading the poem. I'm like, wait a fucking second. Hold your little horses now. Why are they talking about honeydew in paradise in this here poem? Why is this poem talking about Kublai Khan decreeing a pleasure dome? I think that somebody messed up. I think I'm reading the lyrics to a Rush song when I'm reading this poem here. Xanadu.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, one of the 2 great examples of a Samuel Taylor Coleridge poem being set to music. You have this, and you have
Iron Maiden, right?
And you have this.
Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner.
Rhyme of the
right?
Ancient Mariner.
Yeah, look, I didn't graduate English, and I knew that.
Those are the 2 great examples of a Samuel Taylor Coleridge poem
Yep.
set to music. Or Xanadu, which is a retelling of the poem Kublai Khan, and Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, which is a retelling of the poem of the same name. So I got to geek out in Brit Lit class one day, saying, "I know that poem. It's a Rush song." And my teacher just kind of looked at me like, "Yeah, cool, sure, bud."
Having
so-
not even know nothing.
Oh, I think he did know it, but yeah. So I mean, Xanadu is just one of my all-time favorite Rush songs. Like everything Al said about it, the epic intro, the throughout the verses and the chorus, and Geddy's vocals, just amazing. And then, like you said, just kind of ends. Just a great track. The first of 2 epics from this album that I'll be featuring on side 4 of my vinyl, Xanadu.
Awesome.
My second to last track is going to be off the first album, and it's called Working Man. The thing that I love about Working Man is a straight ahead hard rock song, and it kind of reminds me of Sabbath riffing. I think I've said that before.
Yeah.
It really does. And there's
One of the heaviest Rush songs.
yeah, so much of Black Sabbath, which they were a students of. So Working Man is what I'm going to choose as my second to last track. This album is almost over, and it's getting stronger as it's going. All right, Al.
All right, well, my second to last track, I'm going to almost end my album off with the grand epics of all epics. That's 2112, man. I was almost going to make it the last track, but I wanted it to lead into something else. But I love the end of it where it's like, we have assumed control. And
I was about to say you didn't want to end your album with "We Have Assumed Control."
Exactly, but there's a reason for that. But anyway, yeah, I mean, what's been said about this song? I mean, to me, again, I always say 2112 is the ground zero for like all the prog metal bands that came out in the 80s into the 90s. That album is like the Bible. Like so many of those bands cite that album as like an influence, and rightfully so. I mean, that's, the musicianship on there. I mean, it's certain parts of the song is Rush at their heaviest. Rush sometimes got called a heavy metal band. They're not really a heavy metal band, but certain parts of their career were metallic and definitely heavy metal of the 70s. They're some of the heaviest shit, that came out in the 70s. Obviously, Sabbath was the beginning of that, but Rush could on certain songs, man. Rush can go toe to toe with them in heaviness. I thought, with certain moments and songs and certain things. I mean, look at there's a part in the Necromancer where it's almost like speed metal.
Yeah.
They're playing quick as hell. I mean, yeah, it's almost like thrash, dude, for a precursor to thrash. So, that track is heavy. I didn't include it on my, this album, but that's one of my dark horse favorites by them as a necromancer. But 2112, I mean, gave them the keys to freedom to do whatever they want. They basically, the record company just backed off of them then, because it became one of the, their bigger selling albums that kind of brought them back to life after almost getting dropped from the label. We all know that story. So,
yeah.
And it gave them the freedom to do whatever they want, which was awesome. And they said that they would go down in flames if this album didn't do well. They wanted to go out on their own terms. So, and you got to give them a lot of credit for that. So, for not selling out and making like a first album again, like the record company wanted them to do. So
they Kiss. Okay.
Yeah. Well, Kiss influenced them quite a bit in the 70s. I mean, Kiss is where they got a lot of.
They did, but they didn't bend
not musically, not musically,
not musically,
but like advice about the road, like just how to be a touring band, how to in some cases things not to do.
Listening to that book, Geddy Lee's book, I didn't know he did cocaine.
Yeah.
Damn, I was like, damn, Geddy.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck.
They weren't the choir boys we all thought they would be.
No, they weren't. I was like, damn.
But if there was one thing they did, they hit it well, and they still functioned, and they didn't let it get the best of them, which was, they were smart. So my number 9, second to last track on the album is gonna be 2112.
One of the things I love about the song 2112, especially the very end, is the way that they sneak that little Easter egg in at the end by the word count of attention all planets of the Solar Federation. By saying that 3 times, it's 21 words. We have assumed control by saying that 3 times, it's 12 words, so it's 2112. Nice little Easter egg they sneak in there.
And when I was younger too, I never knew that. I always thought it was like the bad guys that won, like the priests, and that they were, but it wasn't. It wasn't until like Neil actually explained it. It was the cavalry.
It was the cavalry of rock music coming in and taking over.
Yeah, taking over, man. Yeah, I was like, wow, dude. It's I never kind of thought of it, like that, but it makes sense now. As a kid, I was into the lyrics, but I wasn't reading it so deeply.
Yeah.
I just loved it because it rocked. You know what I mean? So, So 2112, that's my number 9. We'll go to the last track on the album, man. Mark, go ahead.
Mine. Well, Jerry's putting up
last track on the album.
I just say Jerry's putting up posts about him getting vilified.
Oh God!
I responded to him.
I know, I saw that. Pretty catchy, right, Joseph?
Mm-hmm. Pretty catchy little tune.
Pretty catchy little tune. And then he put up Carasalamba. I don't like Carasalamba, so I'm
love that. Okay, I'll never understand. Like Ian hates that song. Jerry hates it. I love that song, man.
Well, Jerry took it down because I couldn't respond. Yeah.
Oh, Carasalamba,
yeah. I like that song too. But I'm gonna end with a song, another epic that Al already mentioned, Witch Hunt for Moving Pictures. I love that song, and it's like today, man. They're saying there are strangers who threaten us. It was so awesome. I saw the Time Machine tour. They played this. The whole fucking Moving Pictures, I saw this live, and I was like, fucking yes. It was so fucking amazing. And the movie one, what's the fucking, I can't remember right now. I drank too much whiskey. What was the other epic on there, Al?
Camera Eye.
The Camera Eye.
They played Witch Hunt on the Vapor Trail tour.
Yeah.
Okay, but they didn't play the Camera Eye.
No, the Camera Eye was the big. The Camera Eye was the big surprise, that everybody wanted.
I don't think they played Witch Hunt on the Vapor Trails when I saw them at the Staples Center. They did?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just so happy seeing them.
I'll find out.
If it wasn't on the Vapor Trails tour, then it was on R30. It was the next tour that they were playing. I know they played.
I just remember the Camera. Just hearing that whole album in its entirety was just amazing. Yeah. But Witch Hunt, dude, I love that fucking song so much. That when I was on that metalstation.com, I played that as one of my Halloween songs. It's fucking amazing.
Well, that's a great Halloween song.
Fucking great Halloween song.
They played Vital Signs on the
Vapor
Trails tour.
Yeah, I don't think they played Witch Hunt.
I think they played Witch Hunt They played it before the Time Machine tour.
I know they played it. I know they played it on another tour.
I think either R30 or Snakes and Arrows.
I will find out here just.
Well, I saw Snakes and Arrows.
Yeah,
I don't remember them. I saw them at Irvine on that.
It
one.
was Snakes and Arrows.
Snakes.
Okay.
Oh, so I must have saw it.
So they played it on that tour. Okay,
They did.
but I know they were playing Witch Hunt before they did the whole Moving Pictures
But
album.
the Camera Eye was something they never.
Yeah,
played.
that was the one. Well, they played that on the Moving Pictures tour, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. They played it. They played Witch Hunt on the Grace Under Pressure tour.
yeah,
They played it. Yeah, the whole Grace Under Pressure tour. Most of the Power Windows tour.
yeah, because it's on the Show of Hands.
Yeah.
It's on, yeah.
And then they did not bring it back until Snakes and Arrows.
Yeah.
And then they did Snakes and Arrows Time Machine.
Yeah.
Nice. I saw that Time Machine was awesome. I did see Snakes and Arrows up. I don't know if they played it at my show. So I don't remember.
It might have been one of those songs that they maybe interchanged with another one.
Maybe because I saw it at Irvine when
Camera Eye, they did it on the
Moving Pictures tour.
Well, it was hold on a second. They did it on
Did they do it on Signals as well?
It was Moving Pictures / Exit Stage Left tour.
Okay.
They did it on part of the Signals tour, most of the Signals tour. And then they didn't bring it back till that, and then they actually played it 11 times on the R40 tour.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. Last track, Joe.
Cygnus. Yeah. Al already talked about it. Amazing closing track on this album. One of my favorite Rush epics. Just an epic song. And to me, it's a little bit of heresy. I don't think you need this with it. I don't. I think this stands alone by itself. I think that the book 1 stands by itself.
Yeah, it does. But
yeah, they did play Witch Hunt at Irvine
on the Snakes and Arrows.
Snakes and Arrows, yeah. I just looked up the set list.
Yeah, so I think this stands a little bit on its own. Just an epic closing track on this album. As soon as I started putting this together of like what I wanted to open, close, I knew I wanted 2112 to open, and I knew I wanted this to close. So that's how I'm going to close my album, is Cygnus X1, Book 1.
It's great that it closes like, you know, at the end it's a heartbeat.
Yeah.
You know, the guy, you fly through the black hole and the last thing you hear is the heartbeat. So you got to really turn it up though to hear it. I remember you got to really turn the volume up maximum, like at the end of the album.
Yeah.
And you could hear the heartbeat. So, all right, man.
Witch Hunt is on the live DVD as well, the Snakes and Arrows live.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got that too. I'm going to watch that again.
My brother Andy, how you ending your album, man?
Yeah, I am going to end my album the way you almost did. I always end an album with an epic, and this is the granddaddy of them all. 2112 is the way that I'm going to.
We all picked that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, how can you not? It's a career-defining song.
Yeah.
It's got to be on any kind of Rush album that a fan will make. It just has to be. You cannot put it on there. So 2112 ends my album.
Again, you know, we have assumed control to end off the album. It's a great ending. But my ending track, and this is the one, it was released as a single, but we Andy, we talked about it on great career ending albums, you know, swan song albums. So I'm talking about The Garden off of Clockwork Angels, man. I had to end my album with this one. It was just the perfect ending to a perfect career, to a perfect life of Neil's. I mean, not perfect life, but the guy went through trials and tribulations, and the lyrics on this song just, it's so gut-wrenching, you know, like, you know, think about his life, man, and think about all our lives as we get older. You know, time is limited, man. You know what I mean? We don't last forever, and you know the lyric, you know, the cells tick away and all that. It you know, as I'm getting older, and I see my mom going what she's going through, and you know, she's on the other side. She's across the Atlantic now, so I can't like be with her. She's in Portugal, you know, getting help. But, you know, I FaceTime her, you know, video call her, and my father all the time. So I see her almost every day, but just over the phone. But yeah, the Garden, man. I think I picked this album as like my number one swan song album. Like a career-ending album, a band that went out on their own terms, and the Garden always just hits me, in it tugs my heartstrings. So just knowing how Neil, I wish he had, musically he did what he needed to do, man. And when he called, I was okay with him wanting to retire. I'm like, the guy had a whole new family. He wanted to just spend time with them, and I was okay with it, dude. And it saddened me that it was cut short. He couldn't enjoy more time with them, like, his retirement and all that, and it just sucks, man. I mean, the guy lost a family and then had a second chance with a new one, and, his life was cut short. So, but yeah, the Garden, man, it's got to be my ending, man. So that's how I end my album, man. So that's our 10-track album, man. Now we have a bonus disc, 5 tracks. We can all go through it. Mark, you want to run through them? And
I got Cygnus X1 Book 1, The Voyage, and Cygnus X1 Book 2, The Hemispheres, and then I got the song always makes me laugh, so I had to put it in there. I think I'm going bald from Caressa still. That's their comedy, man. Those guys are so funny. It
shows their humor, man.
Shows their humor. I had to put that in, and then Making Memories, and then ended with Different Strings.
Oh, Making Memories, man. That's a great underrated track too.
Great track.
Yeah, and Different Strings, man. That's shit. That's a great one, dude.
Yeah.
I love that ending Alex solo where it fades out.
Yeah. It's like we need more. Stop.
I always try to provide the maximum, man, just to hear him like.
I know. So. It's like people. I think somebody asked, "Is there more to that solo?" And they go, "No, we just stopped."
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome, man. Good bonus disc. Go ahead, Joe.
All right. Like I said, my bonus disc is a little 81 to 84 EP, 5-track EP. So on side 1 of my EP, it starts out with, if you watch literally any Rush live DVD, there is one song that will turn every single 40-year-old man into a screaming child. And that is YYZ.
Yeah.
When that song starts, every single 40-year-old man in that building instantly becomes 5 years old, starts screaming like a little girl, air drumming the entire thing. So I'm going to open up my EP with YYZ. I'm going to go right into another song from this album that Al already talked about, and that is Red Barchetta. Amazing track, one of my favorites. The lyrics on that one are great. Kind of a sequel to 2112. But this time about cars, not about guitars, about cars.
Yeah,
where a world where cars were outlawed.
They're outlawed. Yeah,
and just this guy's experience, the wind in my hair part is just amazing. That's just one of my favorite songs off this album. And then I'm going to go to a song to wrap up side 1 of my EP that Al already mentioned, and that is Losing It off Signals. Just an epic emotional song, just really great track to close out side 1 of my EP. I'm going to open up my side 2 of my EP with a song that has been mentioned a couple times but never put on anybody's list, and that is The Camera Eye.
Yeah.
Just epic song. For some reason, Ralph Vieira doesn't like this song. Never understood why. I think it's one of just their best 80s epics, in my opinion. Just awesome song. Just that riff.
It was really like the last. That was really like the last long epic for a long time.
Yeah. And I love it so much. So that Camera Eye opens up side 2, and to close out side 2, a song that Mark put early on his list, and that is Between the Wheels.
Yeah.
To close out my EP, closed out this album. Just an awesome track from Grace Under Pressure. So that's my little 5-track EP from these 3 albums.
Yeah, awesome, man. Andy.
Critics might call this the longest EP they've ever heard in their life.
It is.
This EP is going to consist of By Tour and the Snow Dog.
See, a Rush bonus CD could take up 80 minutes.
Yeah.
See, I even timed my bonus EP out. Side 1 is about 15 minutes. Side 2 is about 15 minutes.
Oh wow, perfect. And Beneath, Between, and Behind. I really do love.
I love that song. Man.
As well. Also, Necromancer is going to be on there.
Oh yeah.
And so Cygnus X1 Book 1, and then The Spirit of Radio is the way that it's going.
Nice.
So that's my 5-song EP, double EP, whatever the critics want to call it.
Possibly a triple EP.
That's what it is.
My 5-track bonus disc. I'm opening up with Bastille Day. It's been mentioned before on the regular, I think by Andy.
Yep.
Again, man, hard hitting. Yeah, and Joe, hard hitting song, man. Great first track on the Crest of Steel album, and it was a live staple for them all through the 70s. You know, from Bastille Day, I'm going into the Analog Kid. Love that song from Signals. One of my favorite tracks on there, man. I remember when they brought that back on the Counterparts tour, I was like, holy shit, the Analog Kid, man. Song fucking rocks, dude. One of the best Alex solos in there, too. So from Bastille Day into Analog Kid goes to Working Man. I mean, that's, their first real big, breakthrough kind of, radio song I got played on the radio. So into La Villa Strangiato, got to have La Villa. I had to put it on. If it's not going to be on my main album, it's got to be on my bonus disc. So, and I'm ending it off with Natural Science. One of my favorites, man. And the reason I ended off the EP with that is I just love at the end, like when you listen to it on headphones and you hear the waves like crashing, it just kind of brings you to brings you kind of almost like a serenity, man. Like after you hear that song, the crazy playing, the musicianship of that song, and then it ends, like the last crescendo of like the Alex chord, man, and just fucking you hear the waves crashing. You could just imagine yourself like laying on the beach and hearing this, and like Rush playing on a beach somewhere, bro, and ending, their set with this song. So yeah, so Bastille Day, Analog Kid, Working Man, La Villa, and Natural Science. That's my bonus disc. So
nice.
Yeah, man. So that's our Rush extravaganza tonight, and I really appreciate Mark, Joe, for coming on. Mark, Mark, pimp your stuff, man, like you usually do.
Tomorrow on Freeform, we have an album battle like we do on BS, but they wanted to do it on Freeform. So we have Somewhere in Time by Maiden versus Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. So we're doing an album battle. Those
and
two albums.
They both have the same amount of tracks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that'll be on tomorrow.
I know.
And we have
our winner.
And then we have our 500th episode coming on soon.
500?
500th episode. And I already got Dr. Fuck. I got Brian Davis. And I got Eddie Conestrachi to give us a congrats or whatever, to tear us apart, whatever. If you guys want to leave us a thing, send it to Jerry.
I got to send one in. Remind me, Mark. Remind me.
Oh, yeah. I'll send one in too.
Send it to Jerry, and Jerry will send them to me. I'm already making a folder of it. I'm going to sprinkle them in. And I think we're going to do Lee. Lee will be back for that episode because he was on most of the 500 episodes.
Right, yeah.
And we will sprinkle those congrats or bitches at us throughout the episode. And I decided we're going to do epic album. We're going to do Sabbath Volume 4.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Love that album, man.
Yeah.
All right, good, man. So that's your free form, you're saying?
Yep.
All right.
And BS, I don't know what we're doing next week.
Okay. All right, cool. Joe, man, any shows you coming up on or anything?
Shows. I actually, in a couple weeks, I really hope to be able to go and about an hour away from me. Our great friend Mick Watkins and his band Wild Rider are going to be playing about an hour away from me. So I'm hoping to be able to go see them. I talked to Mick about it, so hopefully I'll be able to go down, hang out with them for a while, see them. They're playing with a GNR tribute band, so that should be cool too. I'm going to be seeing that. After that, I don't really have much going on as far as shows coming up. Once spring really starts kicking. March, I think I'm looking to go down to Baltimore to see Coroners doing their 40th anniversary tour. So I'm looking to go down and see them. It's Coroner and Deceased are playing together. So I'm looking to go see them in March. Okay. So should be some good stuff. But I did want to say in closing here, as I hold these up, Up till tonight, I owned every single Rush studio album on CD except for one. And in hearing you guys talk about it, I looked at myself in the little corner of my screen down here, and I said, "Why in the hell have you never gone out of your way to buy Clockwork Angels on CD?" And I never have. I've listened to the album. I love the album. Amazing album. I've never went out of my way to buy it on CD until about 5 minutes ago when I went on Amazon and bought it on CD. So
during the show,
as you were talking about the garden, I went on Amazon and bought Clockwork Angels on CD. The power you have, Al, that your words have such power.
That is my favorite Rush album right now.
I love it. I love the album so much.
That is my favorite Rush album.
Literally, when I was 13 years old, when that album came out, Amazon had it for I think free on a digital copy for free. So I literally, the day it came out, had that album on digital ever since. So I've always loved the album.
You never had a physical copy.
I've never had a physical copy. And so
I don't have the vinyl, but I have.
I even own the album I hate, Mark. I even own this piece of shit.
I don't hate.
I own
album.
that. I know you don't. I do.
That was the first tour I saw them on. So yeah, I love that album.
But even I own this, but I didn't own Clockwork Angels.
I saw Tommy Shaw open for them on that.
I finally fixed that. I will now, as of next week, whenever it comes in, I will own every Rush studio album on CD and some of the live albums. So the awe-inspiring words of Al Horta have influenced me to purchase Clockwork Angels on CD.
Headlong Flight is one of the best songs they've ever made.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like I said, one of my favorite Rush albums.
Yeah.
Never bought it on CD.
What's wrong with you?
Hey, man. I'm glad
I finally fixed it, though.
You got it, man.
I'm glad Al got you with the garden. That's an amazing song, too.
Well, I was thinking about it from there when you first mentioned Headlong Flight. I'm like, yeah, I really need to get that album on CD. And then when Al just went and had Al had his passionate speech about his family and everything, I'm like, fuck, I really need to get this CD.
Yeah, you do.
Right now.
I can need to get on my phone right now and buy this CD. And I did. So,
well, thanks, Joe. Thanks for the kind words, brother. Appreciate it. Andy, man. So tell us what we got coming up.
And Joseph, I hope they rush it to you.
Actually, I think it's on back order, so it won't be here for a little while. I think they said January 6th is the
so it's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Well, no, it is. It's sold through Amazon and Amazon Prime, but I think it might be on back order or something.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
There's a lot of other people that are rushing after hearing your words to buy that CD.
Yeah.
there's a spike in Clockwork Angel sales now.
Right on.
Andy, man.
Yeah, next week on the BS. I'm so sorry. Black Spinner Circle video.
It ain't on BS.
And the thing is that it's going to be on BS as well. Mark forgot, but next week we are going to be doing the top 10.
We canceled that.
Did you really?
Yeah, we canceled it because we're doing it on Freeform, and Mooger and me agreed. Why are we going to people watch Freeform and BS?
Okay.
So we're Jerry's going to come up with a BS for next week. I'm still waiting for him.
Okay. Black Spinner next week, and it's going to be on a Monday. It's going to be on December 30th. We are going to have Brad Dahl with us as well. We are going to be doing our top 10 plus 5 honorable mentions of the year 2024 this past year. And when I was going through my list, I've got 30 plus albums that I need to cut.
Some great albums released this year, man.
There's so much good stuff. So much good stuff that was released by veterans, but also a lot of new stuff from new bands that I've never heard from. So I'm very excited for the show. So that's what we got going on. Also, we're going to have in the near future, very near future, we are going to have a career battle between Elton John and Billy Joel.
Hey, I better be
Have
on
me
that
on
one.
for that, please.
That came from Mark's.
I better be on that one. That was my rant.
For all of those who are interested.
No, but I'm kidding. But yeah, you gave me the idea, so I've already got the people that I want on that.
Thank you.
So there's a lot of things going on into the year 2025. Can y'all believe it? 2025 coming around the corner next week.
Yeah.
So that's what we got going on. A lot of exciting stuff here.
I'm excited for the top 10 of 2024, man.
I'm very excited to see what you come up with.
Hey, you could come on Freeform. We're doing it on a Sunday.
On a Sunday?
On a Sunday. I think it's
For-
January 5th we're doing it.
For all of the NFL fans here who have laughed and lampooned the idea that Thursday Night Football has become completely ridiculous lately, tonight the Seattle Seahawks defeated the Chicago Bears 6-3.
It was 3-3 at halftime, and I changed it. I thought it was horrible.
What the
6-3.
fuck? What happened to Geno Smith? I thought he was a great quarterback.
They won 6-3.
Oh Lord.
Fuck the Sea Chickens. All right.
And it was literally it was a field goal it was 6-3 at halftime. So literally no points were scored in the second half.
Well, the Rams
whatsoever.
are winning that division.
Well, if they lose this week, they'll have the same record as the Seahawks.
Yeah, but the Rams really did turn.
The Rams already beat the Seahawks twice, haven't they?
Probably, but it's strange. I've never seen it this way. Not a single division in the NFC has been clinched yet. Not one.
The NFC West the Niners are out of it, so
Because in the East, Philly and Washington could still technically could still win the division.
Go Washington! Fuck Philly.
In the NFC North, Detroit and Minnesota both are 13-2.
Yes,
Go.
That's a fun.
And then
Detroit.
And then in the South and the West, all the teams suck.
No,
Literally every team.
It's
in the South
always
and the
that.
West
It's
suck.
always that way in the South and the West and NFC. It's like one of the worst divisions.
In the NFC South, the Falcons and the Bucks are both 8-7, and they're leading the division.
Didn't Tampa Bay win that division with a losing record one year?
It was.
I know. I think the Redskins won it with a losing record a couple years ago.
I think it was the last year that Tom Brady was there. The Niners beat them in the playoffs. That was a losing record.
No, they were 9-7, I think.
Oh, I thought they had a losing record with Tom Brady.
I think they were 9-8, but I know in 2020, literally every team in the NFC East was below 500, and the Commanders.
That NFC South division is like the worst division in football.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But the Buccaneers won it with a below 500 last year.
Yeah.
The NFC South and the AFC South are both awful divisions.
Yes.
Awful.
Yeah. I know.
Anyway, that's our sports update about Thursday Night Football and how worthless it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even understand why my Cowboys are winning games now. Just fucking lose them.
They don't even
keep losing, man.
They've been eliminated, so why just lose the game?
Hey, the Niners have the 11th pick right now, man. I want to get the top 10.
Now they're on a late season fucking, why?
I don't understand why they're still starting Purdy when half the offensive line is gone. Why do you want to kill him next week?
Anyway, man, that's all.
What's going on?
No, that's our Rush special for this year. Merry Rushmas to everybody. Hope everybody had a great Christmas, and thanks for everybody who watched or is going to watch. And Andy, thank you, brother, as usual.
Yeah. Thank you for a wonderful topic. And this is not our last episode of the year. We're coming at you
back Monday,
December the 30th, guys.
And we're ending off with our top 10 of 2024. So,
yeah.
But Mark and Joe, thanks for coming on as usual, man. You guys are always great to have on. So,
yeah, always.
Thank you.
Love you guys, man. And until next time, man.
Yeah.
Cheers, everybody.
Yep.
Cheers.
Bye, guys. See y'all. Take care.
Later.
Later.
Easy. Bye.